I hate ranked battles. It's just a purely toxic game mode which really saps away a lot of fun for me. However, sometimes even in this toxic game mode, you have a battle which simply outshines anything you already had in a tank which has more than 500 games in it, and in a tank which you free marked and you very much like. Yes, I know, a lot of people will say, oh, it's the OP EBR. Yes, it is a very strong vehicle, but it gets stronger when you know what you're doing, and it gets even more stronger when you are on a map which is simply amazing for EBR, even though a lot of people will not think this. It is Ghost Town, as you already seen a little bit in the B-roll. Yeah, if you want to see me play live, don't forget to check out my twitch.tv/RagingRaptor_WOT page on Twitch. And this is also my answer to a lot of people saying that I'm using an aimbot, because some people do not understand that there is a thing called server-side reticle, and a server-side reticle is playing a little bit weird in the replay mechanics. So now let's just jump right in, and I go with you through this commented gameplay to give you all the tips and tricks needed on Ghost Town when you're playing an EBR. Now, Ghost Town. Ghost Town is a map which I simply very much enjoy in the EBR. There's only really the attack and defense game mode which makes Ghost Town bad for EBR. And you might say, but Raging, let's just quickly stop right there. Why are you going onto the 8-9 line? And it's rather simple, because basically in 95% of the cases when I'm doing the 8-9 line strat, I have an amazing game. Why exactly? Not only does this work in encounter game mode, but many people, many scouts usually go down here. And this position down here, it's not really useful. Why isn't it really useful? Sure, you can go into this bush over here and do some spotting over here, but that's about it. This position right here, and you will see it very soon, it allows me not only to spot partly into the city, it allows me to spot the campers which are driving up, and you can see I am now starting to slow down. It was very risky to go in this like this. That's why I wanted to use my whole speed. So if, for example, the enemy EBR is going to counter me, I can just turn around and try to dodge and weave, and get back. But now we are literally just waiting in this bush. I did made a mistake. I should have, that's what I'm doing right now. I should drive slightly more forward, though these bushes are transparent for me. Why exactly? So I can spot through them. You will see in just a second why this is insanely important. Now that the E5 drove away, and my prediction of the EBR being correct, that he went to the left side, I can keep on playing this side. And you can see as soon as we drive out, we are spotting an enemy TD. So now, what should we do? It is a ranked game mode. We are a tank with a gun, and this is something you always need to keep in mind when you are playing a light tank. Not just an EBR, not just a T100 LT, light tanks in general. They have a gun, use them. So I decide to use double bush right here, because these bushes are already double bushing for me, so nothing over there can spot me, and I give a nice little love tap to the E4 over there. Why is it very important to now try to clear this up? World of Tanks is, tactic-wise, a very simple game. You have to win one flank to then win the other. And this is how we already made around 1200 combined damage, which is something you can totally work with. Now I try to drive a little bit more forward, because in my mind is it that I'm pretty sure that the E4 is now going onto the 0 line to be in this bush over here. Again, I am now just outside using active camera to show you it. I'm pretty sure that he went into this bush over here because it gives him some foliage to spot down here, because he knows I am around. I would not expect him to stand over here, because I just think that he wants to use this cover, because he also got shot up by artillery, so I'm pretty certain he wants to use the cover and the foliage. Now you can see the SDB1 is doing a very good move. He's starting to push in with the 277. But now something very weird happens. I was like, why is this STB1 not getting any damage in? And we will see very soon why, because the E4 actually didn't went to this position and still stayed in this position. Here I made a huge mistake, as you could see. That little turn sapped all my speed away, and I was incredibly lucky that the E4 missed his shot. The D-track of mine, not really useful actually, because our people were behind him anyway. We did got around 430 more spot damage, which is great. And now here comes the second major mistake. Now I know that I was trying to go for artillery. I didn't load it HE rounds, because with the HE rounds I would have been able to finish off the Bachatillon 155 artillery with a single shot if I get lucky. But you can see I'm carefully touching myself forward. I am getting a shot into the TVP, and now I'll be able to fight the enemy EBR. Obviously, he is a 2-shot for me, which is a great opportunity. I am still full HP, but I do have to watch out what is going to happen. Here, I tried to drive forward to try and get an easy shot on him, but he made a very good turn, which basically makes me to retreat, because I do not want to get shot at by artillery. Great to see that the STB1 was able to hit a shot on him and make him a 1-shot, and I tried to get my skills involved, and you can see I am pre-leading myself. We do hit him. Sadly, it's only a wheeled hit, and not much else we can do about that. We did lose the other flank. It is the basic response from the enemy team. We win one flank, they win the other, and this is a very good response by them. The TVP is up on the field, giving us an easy shot into his side of the turret and making him a 1-shot as well. Now I see we have a huge problem. I do not like artillery. I think artillery is a tank class which doesn't need a lot of skill. And it isn't really good when you have a not really skill-based class in a game mode which needs a lot of skill. But because it is a more competitive game mode and you want to win compared to, for example, a random game where you just want to do the maximum amount of damage, I wanted to go back and save our artillery, because in this map artillery is very strong and very important. I once again did a little mistake. I should have predicted the EBR to go up there, and well, we finish him off, and I immediately drive back because I'm not sure if the budget is reloaded. He is, he goes for the easier target, and I am very slowly just going down with the speed. Little mistake by me. In theory, because kills give a shite ton of EXP, I should have just waited for the kill. I didn't. Whatever. Now I try to be a little bit annoying against the Bachatillon up there. Still, right now, you can see the game is not looking that great. We are kills behind, we are HP behind. I am waiting up here because I know that they will drive through there. Or the 140 did drive through there, which is great. We got a shot in. And now let's see if we can finish off this IS-7, because we can penetrate his side armor. But that wooden hut sadly absorbs the shot. And I can't do anything about him. And you can see, at this point, I was already thinking, yeah, this game is over. I'll just try to do the best to get 1 chevron for the lose. We are 6 kills behind. We are 2,200 damage behind. You might say, but Raging, why are you driving like this? Very simple. I want to use this as cover because I know he just shot, and go into the bushes. Again, it's kind of funny. The EBR really suits my playstyle because it's literally like the Raptors of Jurassic Park. They just want to use camouflage and be clever girls, you know? And this is why we now go into the bushes, and you can see we are spotting an Object 140 which is trying to go for us. I am trying to go into a position where I can use the double bush strats once again to get in some damage. I try to find a point where I can do some damage. Maybe we can get the IS-7. Sadly not, it's a very risky shot and we will hardly penetrate it, so I tried to go for the 140 again. And I did not notice the TVP on my side, which was very bad. I should have killed the TVP because he spotted me. And now we have to dodge and weave. You can see bullets going left and right, and now we have a little bit of a leeway. There's a T-57 Heavy. We have heat loaded. I think I didn't lead too much, and this is why a shot missed. I might also have just have bounced, but very good that the artillery finished him off. And now, that was unlucky. I should have shot a little bit earlier. you can see we are starting to get cornered. Now it's very important to try and get some kills out of the game so we can start having some space again. Again, EBR is only strong when it can use its speed and its space. So now we can see that T-57 Heavy is not able to get shot at, so I'm deciding to go for the E5, a nice little shot into his side. And he cannot spot me, but right now he did because I did drive out of the bush. It was a big mistake by me personally. You can see once again I'm dodge and weaving, dodge and weaving, dodge and weaving. I see the T-57 Heavy being spotted. I am reloading heat rounds again. I was reloading APCR rounds, made a little bit mistake of there, but he couldn't spot me because of a very bad crew. And a nice shot into his lower plate finishes him off. And you could see that immediately when I started stopping, he got into the range to spot me, but I was lucky enough to be already reloaded. I still have heat rounds loaded, which is a little bit bad against a bad shot, to be honest. But we are reloading now the... Was it heat even? I'm not sure. I think it was heat. But now we are reloading the APCR rounds because the bad shot is a one shot. Yeah, and at this point, our AMX 50B is starting to die, and it is a 1v5. We are 2400 HP in behind, which is actually not that bad, and this is why right now I have to get the bad shot out. He has 5 tries to hit me and make me to a one shot. He is a one shot, and we have a little bit of cover right here with the mountains, with the hills. I just have to find him, and there he is. And interestingly enough, no issues whatsoever, no low roll, everything is nice, we can get it, and we are now at 5000 damage. And now it gets very interesting because suddenly all the people start to write the kill all, noob team, and I'm like, can you please shut the hell up? Kind of interesting enough, at this point, I right now have a smartwatch which also measures my pulse, which is not that accurate, obviously. But the reading around this time was around 120 beats per minute. So yeah, even good players which get excited and get a little bit when they have such situations. Again, right now, my whole idea is to just get the RDs and do as much damage as possible. We do spot one artillery piece, sadly I wasn't able to get him in time, and we spot the E4, which is very good. We still have HE loaded, and I will try to see if I can sneak in a shot, and I notice the E4 is coming for me, so he basically knows roughly where I am. So I am deciding now to reload heat rounds to be able to fight the E4, because I don't think the E5 will be there in time. So, oh, we just spot an artillery piece, so I decide, you know what, I'm just taking that shot before I'm fighting the E4. In general, I was thinking that the E4 is going up here, this space right here. And maybe we can get the artillery pieces off, because artillery is insanely bad for the... yeah. He was going to the right-hand side, he screws up, and now it's just an easy circle for us to finish him off. You can see we are now waiting, having a good shot into him. And now we know E5 and Batchet RD are in the cap circle. I'm not repairing the stun. It's something I usually do because I'm just skittish, but it looks like right now I'm starting to think I don't have to remove the stun just yet. Now, why did I load an HE round? Very simple. Batchet RD is a one-shot. The E5, if we hit them on the tracks anywhere, side, la-di-da, we'll be doing damage and reset the cap. This is like the main priority right now, to reset the cap. I also don't want to go into the most obvious spot. This is what we do. We just finish off the artillery. The E5 makes the lucky snapshot, but luckily enough for us, he just hits the right road wheel and is not doing any damage, and the Conqueror GC is still onto us. Now, what I want to do, obviously it is very, very, how do we say, obvious that we are going into this bush. I'm waiting for the stun to go out, and we miss. And obviously we get spotted. So right now I was like, you know what, let's just play him like a fiddle and show him that I'm trying to go for artillery. And now I'm just turning around. I do know he is getting spotted for 2 seconds longer than I am, because I do have the skill, the radio operator skill, And now we are just playing from distance. You can see we spot him at around 400 meters. One shot into the side, it's just 55 damage. No one cares, he cannot spot me because he's too far away. And now, with the cap zone or the cap circle being finally reset all down, I'm like, let's get this artillery. I do not want to lose this game because I get penned by an artillery for 900 damage. Because that would be simply atrocious, let's be honest. And in the end, it's always a good idea to kill the artillery piece. And you can see we have the time, we have the mobility, and that's just the thing an EBR does. The artillery is not ready for us because he was like, he's most likely going to go for the E5 again, and we can just finish him off. And once again, I'm trying to play him like a fiddle. I'm showing that I'm going down the AB line, trying to go like down here, down here, down here, and go from the side. Then this is why I start to turn around, because I just know that he's most likely thinking that. And, well, we are once again loading an HE round to have a secure decap. Not that, for example, we're going to do a shot now, we miss it, and look at that! He turned around. And, you know, that was very lucky, because we hit in between the two segments of the tracks to penetrate him. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, we still had enough rounds left. And you can see he's running away, he doesn't know what to do, and at this point I'm just leading nicely, getting a shot into his side with an HE round, which was a little bit bad, to be honest, but now he is a secure one shot for our heat rounds. And we have 900 HP still left, meaning that he shouldn't be able to two-shot us. And we can see he's driving up the hill, he's making it super duper obvious, and with 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock, we are making it very nice and very secure, finishing him off and winning the game with 7,145 damage on our clock. Okay, I know a lot of people will say that they dislike our EBRs, but in the end, we have to acknowledge that this was pretty well played, okay? Ghost Town is an insanely strong map for EBRs, simply because it is wide. There is a city, which is great, but everything around it is open field. And EBRs just excel on open fields. They excel insanely well on open fields. It is their strongest point in the game. They know what you can just abuse the field like a maniac. So yeah, let's quickly jump into the post-game stats to round up this game. So yeah, 7,145 damage, 1,822 spot damage. That's the game. And I'm pretty sure that is the best game I've ever had in the EBR 105. I'm very proud of this game. We did got lucky with the E4, let's be honest. But in the end, it doesn't even matter, because we still had 900 HP left. The only thing which also was insanely lucky is that artillery didn't hit us, or even splashed us. Which, trust me, happens very often in the EBR. We very, very much did the heavy lifting for our team. We had 2 people doing 0 damage, nobody over 3k damage, and 1,582 basic speed. It's a little bit of a pity that this game only gives you 2 chevrons. For such a carry, I would have wished for 5. For every single enemy I killed alone. But again, was a very, very great game. You can see 29 shots, 27 hits, 21 penetrations, 2 splash damage, 2 of which being on the E5 as far as I know, or still remember. We did do a little bit of sniping, but you can see we traveled 12 kilometers around. We basically used every single inch of the map to finally win this game. And funny enough, I got 4 messages from people saying that I played this well done, and that was amazing. Like, again, those are the times where you are like just bubbling from the excitement that you won such a game. I still hope though that this game was able, or this video was able to show you again why exactly the EBR can be so strong in the hands of a good player, and why, even though Ghost Town is a town map, it is such a strong map to play on as an EBR. It really does help winning this game. It's such a cool map for EBRs. Not in attack and defense mode, but in counter and in normal games or in standard encounters. It's a great map for EBRs because of this 8-9 line. You can play it so significantly bonkers cool. Sure, you could play this in another tank as well. I'm pretty sure a T100 LT could have done roughly the same thing. Maybe even an AMX 13105. They both have very great mobility as well. The only big issue most likely being that they have a little bit more inaccurate guns and they don't have the HE. However, I do want to point out that in this game, the only HE round which mattered was the shot on the E5 side. But at that point in the game was basically already won anyway, as I was able to whittle him down as much as I wanted to. Nevertheless, if you enjoyed such videos, let me know in the comment section below. My name is RagingRaptor. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. And as always, thanks for watching. Good luck on the battlefield and a lot of tough or nerves of steel for the ranked game mode. Cheers, guys.